Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Scott and Ricky join me today for a fun listener question show as I am arriving down to Walt Disney World today and heading out on the Disney Treasure tomorrow. So please follow me on the social media at Be Our Guest Mike for all the coverage. Today, we're talking a little transportation options to get from MCO over to your Walt Disney World Resort. We're also talking about a first trip for an extended family who's traveling to Walt Disney World with an 11-month-old for the first time, advice on taking strollers and more, and just rider swap and all that first time traveling with the little one advice. Ricky really helps us out there because Scott and I have older kids at this point. And we're also talking French Quarter versus Caribbean Beach and more. Lots of fun Disney talk coming your way on today's show. Don't forget today's podcast, always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep all the lights on and keep the show going. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. Come on over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2605 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are having a great week. I am super excited because it is time for your listener questions, and I get to hang out with two of my very best friends to answer your listener questions. We're going to have a good time today. Talking Disney, talking Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and doing it in Santa Disney hats. And, well, Ricky's got on her Mickey ears. I can't tell exactly what's on the ears there. It's a video podcast, but most people are listening to the audio.
There's snow.
Snow. There you go. See, now, again, you can always check. We're a YouTube thing, too. So youtube.com/beourguestpodcast. I paid $7 for the overlay to get Christmas lights and snowflakes for your holiday enjoyment, for your Christmas enjoyment. So come on over and check us out on YouTube. But I know most of you guys are listening as you walk the dog or walk the treadmill. Whatever, we just enjoy you being here with us. And today, answering your listener questions. So if you're tuned in live, drop a question in the comments. We need those for the show. But without further ado, oh, by the way, should I rub it in? Yes, I'm at Animal Kingdom Lodge today. It's awesome. Maybe I'll see Kim Taylor. Maybe she'll take my picture in front of that great tree as I make my way back to the Mara to grab some zebra domes and maybe go over to Boma tonight. And no, I'm not going to Boma. It's too expensive. And I got to save room for the cruise. That's, can't fill up the gullet too much too soon. Got to pace yourself. So anyway, we're going to be answering those questions. Scotty G sitting in the Pam Forrester seat today, up in East Lansing, looking great in the hat he got at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party a couple weeks back. Scott, what's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Mike. Happy travel day to you. And I know she doesn't listen, but happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, Elizabeth. Today is our anniversary.
Hey! Happy anniversary!
And I think it's our friend Stacy Bear's birthday, too.
Nice!
I'm just shouting out everybody.
Keep it going.
It's a good day.
Let the sexy sax just roll the whole show.
Right. Exactly. So, yes, happy anniversary, Elizabeth. She's like, as we all know, our significant others play an important role in the podcast because they're doing things behind the scenes so that we can record and share great content for everybody, right?
This is very true.
Yes. Every time somebody comes to the front door, there's like, Riley, don't stop barking. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's around here. No, they do way more than that. They put Pam actually was the genesis of the Be Our Guest podcast. She's like, would you stop talking Disney to me? Like, why don't you just go downstairs and talking to a mic? This was in like probably February of 2008. Like, can't you find some other venue to talk Disney? Like, I love Disney, but you talk about it too much. Can't you can you record yourself or something? I'm like, yeah, there's this thing called you should start a podcast. Yeah, that's a good idea. Find some other people to talk. And boom, we start a show 17 years
Look
ago.
at you,
and here we
17
are.
years later.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. There's other people like us. That's the funny thing. There's a bunch of us. There's tens of thousands of us out there. We all get along great. Anyway, also another person who's just like this and who, crazy enough, lived in my hometown same time.
Sure did.
Ricky, she's from DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. I mean, we've been around so long. That site was awesome, and it died, and it's come back to its second life. And we got the MouseForLess.com, or Mouse for Less has been around for, I can't remember what it is. The MouseForLess.com, it's been around forever. It's
Like
never went
25
away.
years, something like
It's
that.
an
Yeah.
older,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been way longer than us. Ricky,
Yes.
happy Wednesday. It's one of those days. I'm traveling to Walt Disney World. I don't care. I'm having fun. When you're on vacation, you know what I'm saying? Like that week, it's like I'm kind of mailing this one in because I'm excited.
That's true. Yeah, no, happy Wednesday. I would like to give a huge shout out to Brian, who is out with Lucy right now, so that I can podcast. So yay, thanks, Brian. He makes it happen so that I can be here most times. So,
We're
unless
so
there's
getting
traffic in
delisted.
Atlanta, which you'll find out is why he was not here for the Friday show. But anyway, yeah, no, everything is good. And I just want to give a reminder that the holiday ornament exchange and holiday cards is now closed. But if you are sending out holiday cards or ornaments, there is actually a thread in the Facebook page. It's actually pinned to the top so you can see both of them. But when you send out your cards and receive cards, if you could mention that you've gotten them or whatever and who they're from. And also when you send out your ornaments and then when you receive your ornament, if you could mention there as well. That kind of the cool thing about the ornament exchange is that it's secret until you get the ornament, or at least, that we try to keep it that way. But a lot of times if you're like me, where you just send the ornament to the person and then you realize, oh no, I didn't put like my name on it.
I do that
at
every
least-
year because I get mine on Shop Disney.
Yeah, exactly. So it at least allows somebody to go, hey, I got this ornament. Who gave it to me? And then you can actually say, oh, that was me.
Yep,
Because I
same.
couldn't put your name on it or my name on it. So Merry Christmas. Yeah. So anyway, make sure that when you get your ornaments, that you do go post in the Facebook thread. So that way we know that you got your ornament and that everything is all good and everything like that. So yeah, I definitely sent mine out today and did not put a name on it. So
I set a record this year. I set mine out within 10 minutes of Michelle giving me my person's name. Because
Nice.
I was scared I was going to forget when I was on the cruise. Like I got paranoid. Like I was like, I could do this right now. I'll forget and I'll be on
Oh
the
man, you
ship.
could have bought them like a sick ornament though.
could have.
But it would have been past
Oh.
the deadline. It was like past. It was after the date. That I thought about that for
Hey,
like
I
2
think somebody
seconds.
would have gotten. I think they would have been like,
No,
"Oh,
no.
okay, this came
Dude.
from the treasure." I think
Yeah.
we'll.
I mean,
see.
I won't be shipping mine out till next week because
Oh
I gotta
no,
go.
I
down there
got
so you get
paranoid
mine.
that I missed the. I got paranoid that I missed the deadline or something.
You would
I
have,
got
but I
freaked
think
out.
your person would have understood
probably
why
would've.
that you missed the
Oh
deadline.
yeah,
in
I
that
didn't. I didn't.
regard.
Well, sorry. Ooh, I almost said their name.
Uh,
Sorry,
hey.
dude. You almost got a. Yeah, I should have done that.
That's all right, Mike. You can give me another one. You can give
Yeah,
me another one.
exactly.
Sorry, Scotty
Yeah.
G. You're just getting what was clearance. No, just kidding. Because this person's getting actually more than one ornament. They're cool. Like I didn't buy one for myself, but I almost did because it was that cool.
Nice.
Because I told my wife though I want one. But because I was like, this is really cool. So anyway, and Ricky, you just did the same thing Scott and I were talking about on Friday's show because we've recorded these out of sequence. That you just gave everybody the big reminder that, by the way, you can no longer get in on these two things. It's like getting the room.
Right.
It's like getting the text like your room is not ready.
Not ready,
You just
yeah,
totally
exactly.
zonked everybody. Like,
But
oh,
the good news is,
crush their hopes.
what this means is that next year, when it is time for
Yeah,
us to
exactly.
do this, you will be on alert to know that, hey, we do this, and then you can sign up ahead of time. We usually have signups in November, and then the exchanges go out in December. So just look for it next year in November.
We're just
yeah.
giving you lots of notice right now.
We're giving you
Exactly.
tons of notice this time. Yes.
Okay, breaking news though, too, real quick. Follow me on social media right now. Be Our Guest Mike, especially on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads, and the Facebook page for the Be Our Guest podcast, because I will be posting tons of information from the treasure. I'm at Animal Kingdom Lodge today, boarding the treasure first thing tomorrow morning. I got my stateroom assignment. I'm in a 5A forward, starboard side, deck 10. I'm right under the bridge. I mean, I
Nice.
made
Forward. That's a little different.
I
for
know
you,
it's
yeah.
a great because it was a guaranteed stateroom until today. I found out my stateroom assignment when we're recording Monday. So I've great. I'll check it out. I'll let you know about it. I'm right under the bridge there, so if they need any help up on the bridge, I can just hop up one deck, I think, or two decks, and
You'd be like, hey, I've
jump
watched
in.
300 episodes of Love Boat. I can help.
Dude,
I got
look.
this. Yeah.
I got bringing my hat in case they need me. I got
Oh,
the
no.
captain's hat and just throw it right
I don't
on.
think they're gonna need that.
I've got a gopher costume I could put on, from like the 70s, the shorts, the white top. I'd be ready to go. The tall socks and everything would be right there, looking like Captain Gavin McLeod. But here's the thing. So follow me. We'll be all over the ship for the next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, get back into Port Canaveral Sunday. So please do follow me at BR Guest Mike. Also, I don't know if you saw this, but as of the time recording, this is breaking news. Disney Plus has been added to the Walt Disney World Resort hotels. About
Yes.
time, right? Did you see that?
Yep.
I mean, how long did that? It only took like 5 years. That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean,
Sure
is
did.
that crazy that was not added before today or like this week?
That's
It
true.
blows
I
my
mean,
mind.
That is when I saw that, I'm like, how did it take 5 or how many years for that to happen? Like,
That's
that is a
true.
no-brainer.
right.
It's the easiest advertisement for people to
100%,
go back home and
100%.
subscribe.
100%.
Exactly.
Like, some things are just so like, that's exactly
It makes
it.
so much
Like,
sense that
why
yeah.
would you not do that?
Or like, oh, hey, we saw you stayed at Saratoga Springs and watched this. Would you like to sign up for our 3-month free trial? And then boom, someone signs up, and then 3 years later they're still subscribed. I mean,
Exactly.
it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's great that they're doing this, but like, who did not do this on day one?
Right.
It's one of those things. Okay. Cindy Lou was tuned in over on Instagram. Shout out Cindy Lou. One of our folks who hangs out with us all the time over in the clubhouse. Again, join us at brguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We'll be posting photos and videos over there too. She has a question, and she says, next year she's looking to go into Walt Disney World, and she's asking just basically French Quarter or Caribbean Beach. So pluses and minuses of those two resorts. First thing I would just throw in, because we're not going to spend a ton of time on this one, but French Quarter, Caribbean Beach, moderate resorts, both. I'm going to go French Quarter, smallest resort, Caribbean Beach, biggest. So if you're looking for quaint, one bus stop, French Quarter, biggest resort with lots of different you got different villages. They call them at Caribbean Beach. You got Aruba, Jamaica, Mozambique. It's Martinique. I'm like, dude, that's not it. Trinidad and Tobago. So you got different areas of the resort. You have different little small, like quiet pools. You got the big pirate feature pool. Of course, the big thing is the Skyliner at Caribbean Beach. So quiet, small Port Orleans, French Quarter, kind of more massive multi-bus stops, Skyliner, Caribbean Beach. So I'm not going to go one way or the other, but that's kind of 1A, kind of your first thing to think about. Scott, what would you say between the two?
French Quarter all the way for me. I just love the vibe there, the background loops. It's small, it's beautiful at night, and Caribbean Beach is all this stuff too. And Caribbean Beach is like I consider it like what made me fall in love with Walt Disney World, because it's where we stayed on our first trip. But I just really love the energy and the vibe at French Quarter, so that's my short answer.
Beignets too.
Beignets.
Beignets.
Boat to Disney Springs. That Sassagoula River is gorgeous.
Yes. I mean, basically they're donuts. Ricky, what do you got?
So did they specify that they wanted to stay at French Quarter, or was
She
it?
just said, next year, should I stay at Port Orleans, French Quarter, or Caribbean Beach?
Oh, she
That's all
did.
I got.
Okay, I didn't hear the French Quarter part,
Yep.
so I was like, wait, are we sure that it was French Quarter? Because I wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would. It just depends on the kind of like vacation that you want. Obviously, French Quarter is going to be a little more kind of regal feeling, I feel like. Not that that's that's not a bad thing. It's just I feel like it's a little more regal, and of course Caribbean Beach is going to be a little more laid back because it's that beachy vibe to it. So it kind of depends on which kind of vibe you're looking for your vacation. Most people generally, when they think obviously of Florida, they're thinking of Caribbean Beach, palm trees and things
Mhm.
like that, hammocks. So that might be the vibe that you're looking for. But I do agree that Port Orleans is a fantastic resort. The theming there is just over the top, just fantastic. It's so well done. And like you said, it's smaller. It's got the beignets. It's got the transportation via the to Disney Springs, which is great too. And it's a quaint, quiet kind of resort. So it really depends on the vibe that you're going for your vacation. I feel like in that regard, if I had to pick one, I think I'd probably I'd probably choose Caribbean Beach, but I really could toss a coin on this one. I feel like, again, it just depends on the vibe that you're looking for. But I'm more of a beachy kind of girl, so I tend to vibe more with the Caribbean Beach side of things.
Yeah, I go back and forth. The Skyliner is a game changer for going to the park,
True.
especially if you're focusing on Epcot and the studios. But man, French Quarter at night is just awesome. It's probably the best themed. Like, to me, I love the theme of French Quarter.
Yeah,
The
we didn't even talk about the
jazz
Skyliner.
night.
So
The Skyliner
Skyliner
is great train.
is huge.
But one
yeah.
bus stop is nice. I mean, you're boom. I mean, you're super. You can't go wrong either way. Just look at the pictures and see. If you're gonna be.
It's the rooms for me though. Like, I want those Caribbean Beach rooms to be refurbished.
Yeah, I get
I know
that.
they're gonna be working on it, but like, those rooms
That
are
is
pretty
true.
dated in my opinion. So I would. Once those get refurbished, then that's going to be like a big difference. I'm going to be changing my answer a lot, but
Probably.
for now it's French Quarter.
All right, here's a question, Scott, because you were just there for Jennifer Retzlaff over on Instagram. Happy holidays, everyone. We have a dining package for Candlelight Processional on the 26th, the 6:45 performance. When would you plan to line up? Because I saw you had a comment about that during your trip.
Ooh. So
Or you guys
it
were
will
both there.
say
Scott
15 minutes on
Scott
your
mentioned
ticket.
something about this. I saw it on socials.
On your ticket, it's going to say line up 15 minutes before, which will be 6:30.
Yeah.
But as everybody does at Disney, for whatever reason, they decide they have to line up an hour early.
Right.
So I ended up lining up like 45 to an hour before
Oof.
40. I say it was about 45 minutes before my show. Is when I started lining it up. I mean, you're guaranteed to get in. It just depends on where you're going to be, like in the theater. So for a 6:45 show, I would say probably around 6, maybe like 5:50 is when I start lining up.
Ricky,
If you want to be like super close.
did you do it?
I did not do it. And actually we were gonna walk past it, and then we ate dinner at Cape May, which was a surprise reservation that we got to celebrate Brian's birthday. And we were so full by the time we left there that we completely forgot that we were gonna go like walk by Candlelight. So we didn't even see it this trip, but we'll be back at the end of the month. So
Nice. Now, here's it's not a question, but it's a comment from Rob over on YouTube. He says, "Did you guys see the Disneyland annual calendar? I wish Walt Disney World would do the same." I totally agree. This is, and I know Disneyland is focused more on locals. I mean, it's again, this is obviously really kind of giving them an incentive to, okay, look, this is kind of a season. It's it's like what Six Flags would do with like Fright Nights and I forget what they do like in September, like Harvest Fest and all that kind of stuff. But man, it kind of really lets you map out your year. And if Walt Disney World would do this, like with all their like 90s, they do those 90s events, and they do they have all the kind of specialty events, and they laid it out for the whole year, and you can really say, okay, well, now I want to go in April. I want to go to the Food and Wine Fest that's over at California Adventure. That's a great event. Like in March, they nailed it with that. I don't know why World couldn't do something similar to that.
They actually did that, I think, for the first time this year. So they laid out the whole year for Disneyland's events this year for the first time, and they repeated that for next year. I do think it's a good idea. I just wonder if there's so many like cogs working at Walt Disney World that it's maybe a little bit harder. The other thing is like you mentioned, the fact that it is a lot of like locals, annual pass holders at Disneyland. So they're probably trying to entice people to keep returning, and here's the events that you can go see, keep renewing your annual pass type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas obviously that's not as heavy at Walt Disney World. And it's a lot more, tourists. So they don't necessarily
care as much.
Yeah.
They don't as much.
Yeah. They don't care as much about when the events are ahead of time, that kind of thing. Rightfully or wrongfully so, whichever way you want to go on that. But it would be great to see it at a year's time frame, but I don't know that they really, heck, we can't, Scott and, I both mentioned we didn't even get like Thanksgiving menus for Thanksgiving.
We talked about that Sunday
it was
night,
Thanksgiving Day, and you're like, are these places having a Thanksgiving meal? Don't know, because Disney didn't even say they were having a Thanksgiving meal. So, like you can't even make a confirmation on something that's yearly like that. So, it's one of those weird glitchy things that happens at Walt Disney World. That would be so great if they did. But you'll get it about 6 months out, I guess. I don't know. So for Walt Disney World, and that's kind of how they do it.
All right. So we have shout out to Jason. It says back from a victorious trip to Dino Land Games, because you got to go.
Nice.
The games are going away soon. So if you want to throw a softball into a bucket, I mean, days are ticking away.
Days are definitely numbered. It's going extinct.
Yeah, there you go. That's sad, but there you go. Yeah,
uses that line in a future vlog episode. Just saying.
Exactly. That's clickbaity title right there. A headline. You got to go with that. Jennifer's got a question over. This is Jennifer Wilcox. Says, does the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass include for one-time entry to each Lightning? I'm gonna try to read this correctly. Does the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass include for one-time entry to each Lightning Lane ride? Include character and princess photo meet and greets? It would save lots of time for kids who want to meet them. If so, does the accompanying adult need to pay for the pass too? Ricky, does it include meet and greets?
So I don't believe it does.
I don't either.
Because I believe, it's kind of one of those weird things where when it was, Fast Pass Plus and stuff like that, they had that as an option, the meet and greets. But ever since they've rolled it into Lightning Lane, they really haven't added the character meet and greets as part of that whole process. Maybe like 1 or 2, but for the most part, no, it's still, standby queue only. So to answer that question outright, no, they don't. However, I would assume that if they ever did want to add those back in, which obviously they could at any moment, yes, the accompanying adult would definitely need to pay for the Lightning Lane pass, if they did the Premier Pass as well in order to be able to meet the characters. So
that's kind of
everybody would have to have it. Yes.
And that's kind of where you get in that. This is like the tiered system, right? From like buying Lightning Lane to buying Lightning Lane Premier Pass, then you go VIP tour guide. You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly.
That would get you access to whatever you want.
The VIP tour guide would definitely get you access to those meet and greets. Yes, but again, that's
which they're trying to. I mean, because you got to think about it from like the Disney perspective, right? They have to have an incentive to go to the next step, and so maybe they never add the meet and greets because that's what they, because say like they have and I doubt they have like I don't know, maybe they do. I doubt they have like a physical like trifold brochure, right? You know how it is. I mean, just think about it like with like the quick service dining plan, you get these things, right? But you don't get table service restaurants. And then you look at the standard dining plan, you get these things plus table service restaurants, and you get this. Right. So you got to have like additions. And so the VIP, experience, the VIP tour guide experience is going to get you this and that. Yeah. And you get more flexibility. So possibly that's what you might think about. Okay, we got a question over in the inbox from Olivia. Or sorry, it says Livy from Wheaton, Illinois. Hey there, BOGP crew. My husband and I and our almost 2-year-old are going to Disney World for a few days, then getting on a Disney cruise. I have a few questions that maybe you can help me with. Do you have a reliable transportation from MCO to a Disney resort, going to Boardwalk Inn, that you like? Also, we have nursery time booked while we're on the ship, the Fantasy. Do you know if we can show up late to your reserved time? I understand you would probably have to pay for the entire time, but was just curious if we show up late in case we're doing something fun with our little guy. Thanks in advance, Livy. Okay, first of all, do you have a reliable transportation from MCO to a Disney resort boardwalk that you like? So getting from the airport to Boardwalk. Scott, you rent a car usually, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Scotty G's shuttle service will be there as long as our dates overlap. I'll be happy to do some airport pickups.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I haven't really used since Magical Express. I haven't used anything else other than the rental car. So
yeah,
I know there's options out there. Ricky might be able to speak to some of these, but I'm more on the rental car.
Yeah, mostly it's Mears, that a lot of people use. It's the most popular for sure. And then of course there's Uber, that option as well, or Lyft. And a town car, getting an actual like town car where they hold your name up and you've got a sign with your name on it, and they're so down in the lobby.
How great would it be if like Disney offered the service that they would pick you up from the airport and take your family to a Disney resort?
It'd be monumental.
It'd be magical.
Sure. It would be magical. Yes.
To just express you right off to the hotel.
a really creative idea. I
That'd be
don't know why
super.
they don't do that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Dude, they'd take your
Would be-
bags at your home airport. Boom,
That would
they
be
just
so
magically show up.
fantastic.
Then
in
you could like
would-
check your
bag.
bags at the resort.
Oh
when
my
you-
God, stop.
Yeah.
Put ice down my trousers
concept
again.
That would be.
Yes.
No,
That'd be too
no.
cool.
Yeah.
I gotta quit listening to Full
Yeah, I
Ride.
know there's lots of other. I've heard people use the mirrors, and I think that's probably going to be one of your better alternatives. Like with the 2-year-old too, like Uber could be interesting with the car seat situation.
that's
so
what
I
I
don't
was
know if you have a
thinking.
car seat with you, so maybe using the mirror service might be your best bet.
Yeah.
Potentially.
You could look at also Happy Limo is some folks use that. These are who I recommend for folks who are looking to get to Port Canaveral, but they also do airport pickups to the resorts. Happy Limo, Tiffany Town Car. I've used Southern Elegance. That's who I used last time to get to the port. So those are just maybe look at those companies. Again, you just look at the reviews. I've used them successfully, but I mean, everybody could get, who knows? You get a flat tire.
Wouldn't you-
Don't come
And not to like, I mean, I know we're just kind of joking around there, but like, wouldn't Disney want just people to like get there safely with like a with a brand that they trust? Like, you know what I mean? Like where we are, like, oh, read the reviews and all that. Like the reviews of Magical Express were outstanding. So
Yeah.
it still boggles my mind. But
Again, it's the Disney Plus. There's just so many times.
if we
that
speak about it enough today, maybe there'll be some news. I'm just saying.
we are good. at
Maybe
that.
they'll bring it back. Yeah.
Dude. If that happens while I'm on the ship, that would be something, right? I'd be like waking up to Mickey Churros and Magical Express returning.
You'll have to do
Yeah.
a live right there.
Oh,
and
I
talk
will.
About it.
Oh, I will. I will. That'd be something. All right, we got a question from Bethany from the great state of.
Oh, we didn't talk about the nursery time.
Oh,
thing,
with
but
the nursery,
I'm actually
yes.
not sure about
Yes.
the nursery time.
Yeah, but I don't
Libby has
know.
like a question for us today
Yes,
because
she's like, dude, quit going on to Bethany's question. You haven't answered mine.
Right.
But I feel
Exactly.
like-
Yeah.
like what are they going to do though? Like, I mean, I would not encourage being late, but I understand if you're in the middle of like a trivia game or whatever, or like a meal went long. But that's
Yeah.
tough. They're not going to like not stop watching your kid in the nursery.
No, I mean,
right?
I'm,
No,
I'm
I
assuming
thought
if
she
you-
meant like relate to drop your kid off. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I deleted
I'm
the
assuming
email.
if you drop
no,
your
yeah,
kid
I don't
off
think they're gonna,
late-
I doubt they boot your kid out into the hall. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that's,
right, they
that's even
can't.
more
But
hardcore. Like
you would
beat it,
definitely be
kid.
charged the time.
Yeah, no, I thought I agree with I thought it was if you drop your kid off late,
Yeah, that's
then
what I was thinking.
which I mean, I guess
Oh, I
could.
heard it the
Dude,
other
you're
way.
killing me, dude. It's like, oh, dude, your parents are supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, dude. You gotta
You
get
gotta
out.
go.
Like,
This
what are
is
you
poor.
saying?
Okay,
Like,
here's your diaper, and
what,
here's an
right?
extra bottle, dude. Beat it. Get out.
Yep. Here's your graham crackers. Let's go. Yeah,
I
exactly.
totally
Hit
heard
the
that
road,
question the other
Jack.
way.
No,
Oops,
I
it's
heard it.
Wednesday, we're having fun.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know
that's
which
so
way it was
funny.
supposed to go now.
You
'cause
could tell.
I
You
heard
could
it-
tell the two that have kids that are, getting ready to go to college. Beat it.
I heard it the way of like you're dropping your kid off late of your time. And I mean, you could drop your kid off late, but yeah, you definitely would pay for the full hour. I mean, so why not drop them off on time? That's just my opinion. But yes, as was alluded to with the other way of this question, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that you can be late picking them up, but you're definitely gonna get, charged for extra time. And they
Absolutely.
probably will yell at you. So just a heads
They
up
probably.
on that too.
I doubt
but-
that they're not.
They might
it's
take your
Disney
dropping
Cruise.
off
They're
privileges
not-
away.
Yeah, exactly. They may take your dropping off privileges away for the next time.
And
but
they are
yeah.
not going to yell at you. They would just sternly tell you.
Kindly ask you to
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
arrive on time in the future.
Arrive on time the next time. Yes, exactly.
They would show you the rules. They would not. Disney Cruise Line is never going to yell at you unless like you do something
No, they would.
really
They would
really
strongly
stupid.
encourage you though to make sure you follow the rules the next time.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not going to yell at you. All right, Bethany does have a question. She's from the great state of Alabama, by the way. So we're not going to talk about that right now because Jason's here and he's been talking about the SEC, and we can't talk about that right now. So, hey, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scott, longtime listener, but first-time question asker.
Ooh.
I am planning a family trip for the first week of February for myself, my husband, our son. He's going to be 11 months old at the time of the trip, our moms, and my husband's aunt. We're staying in 2 rooms at Pop Century and going to the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. My husband and I are former annual pass holders who know the parks and resorts well, but this will be our son's first visit to Disney, and we're so excited to take him to the place we love the most. My question is, how do we do Disney parks with a baby? More specifically, how does rider swap work for the rides he can't go on? Any tips or tricks for navigating, parking the stroller? Thank you so much, guys. As an elementary school special ed teacher, I listen to the podcast on the way to work in the mornings, and it puts me in a positive mood to start my day. Bethany. First of all, Bethany, God bless you for being a special ed teacher, because again, former teacher, you guys are the angels who do the most work in the schools and for the kids who need it the most. So thank you for doing what you do. And just hang in there. You're almost to Christmas break. This is the most dangerous time of the year. This and right before spring break and right before summer vacation. You're going to make it, but I know you're pulling your hair out right now. So just hang in there. You've almost made it, and Santa will be good to you. I promise you. Okay, so it's cracking me up that Scott and I are on this show talking about babies and strollers because, yeah, it was a long time for us. So, Ricky, take over, please.
It is definitely
This is
not
why
I'm
we
gonna
did
put myself on mute and sit back for a while.
Exactly. This is why we did the trip report first and waited for Ricky to get out of traffic.
You already knew what was going to happen. So you're like, you know what? Ricky's not going to be here in time for the first one. So we're going to make sure I swap this because I know this question's coming. Got it.
This is the part of Jungle Cruise where you go into like the cave and like I'm just gonna sit down and not say anything for a while.
Yeah,
Turning out my
exactly.
lights. Exactly.
Yes. Well, okay. I have had some experience with this lately. Matter of fact, we didn't take her into the parks this last trip, but we'll definitely be taking her into the parks in December or this month, at the end of the month, because Lucy is going to get her first haircut on Main Street USA at the Harmony Barbershop. So very excited about that. So she's definitely coming with us. You know, it's definitely one of those things where I always suggest, you know, going at their pace. It's so important, you know, but definitely have that stroller with you. That's going to be so key. You know, make sure you have things like snacks and stuff like that, so that way you're good. I think the question was about the first question was about oh my gosh,
Rider swap.
What?
Rider swap. How does that work?
Rider swap. Yes. So I've definitely done rider swap. And basically how it works is you go up to the cast member, you tell them you'd like to participate in rider swap, and they ask you who is going to be riding first and who's going to be riding second. So the person who will ride first will get in line, or if they have lightning lane, they'll go into lightning lane and ride the attraction. And then the second party will wait until that person comes back. They can go do whatever, you know, chill, have a snack, let the baby sleep, which is going to be, you know, also a key thing. You know, definitely let the baby nap in that stroller. When you're doing that, go grab yourself a snack, go grab a drink, go do whatever. Just let the baby kind of nap and chill out. And you've got some time to just kind of hang, which is also kind of nice. So that part's kind of cool. So then you're going to go back. Once you're done, the person who did not ride, they are going to go to the cast member at the lightning lane area and say, hey, we have rider swap. By the way, they will scan your magic band originally to say that you're participating in rider swap. Or if you don't have a magic band, they'll scan your ticket. So just keep that in mind. And then that person and anybody else who didn't ride the first route will be able to go the second time. So that's kind of how that works. As far as stroller parking, yes, stroller parking is definitely an interesting phenomenon. I would definitely suggest trying to. So we don't have like a big stroller anymore. I got rid of all of that. I just have like
that, and that's like a huge power tip, right? Because like the first trip you think you got to have, because I thought you had to have like the big stroller, like the big Jeep stroller, dude.
No,
you want like the sleek, light umbrella stroller that can lay back and be covered, but it has to be light and foldable, quick. You got to, it's got to be.
I agree with that.
Research.
They have this Minnie Mouse stroller. I don't suggest using that because everybody and their brother has the Minnie Mouse stroller, so don't do that one.
McLaren.
But we have,
You want McLaren is what we had, dude. It was the Cadillac of strollers.
No, so we don't even have that. My mom bought us a stroller off Facebook Marketplace, and this is the one we use. It's simple, it's easy, it's got it's got a spot for storage, so that's underneath, so that part's nice. It's got cup holders, but it's just not big and bulky. It's really compact. It's a little difficult to close, but other than that, like it's a great stroller. We use it all the time around here, and I've used it many times at Walt Disney World. It's so great. Just do not bring your gigantic big stroller. Please bring a smaller stroller. It's just going to save you so much time and so much hassle. So definitely going to be a tip there. when you go on attractions, make sure you take any bags with you as well, because you don't want people going through your bags. Not that they would, but you never know. So I definitely would take bags with you and things like that. Or squirrels are often known to go through bags as well. So just know that
Epcot, especially. I've seen
exactly.
No kidding. I see them happen all the time at Epcot, especially over by Imagination. Do the squirrels go?
Squirrels are definitely. They know that there are bags and they know that there's food in them.
They do.
So they will go
I see it all the
yeah.
time over there. I'm not kidding. At that stroller parking by the land, I always see squirrels going through strollers there. So just heads up.
It's totally true. So the other thing that we did is we made sure we differentiated Lucy's stroller. So on the Minnie Mouse stroller, we wrapped it in red ribbon and then put her name on it. But then with the other stroller that we have, I literally just have like one of those hanging toys that she doesn't play with it anymore because she's kind of grown out of it. But it differentiates the fact that this is her stroller, so it's easy and I'm a lot more able to find it. Yes, Disney does move strollers.
That cracks me up. I love when the cast members shuffle them all around while everybody's inside the pavilion.
It's just so that they can make sure that other people can get in the stroller parking.
It's just to mess with the parents. Totally,
it's to mess with parents too. But 100%. Don't freak out. Don't fret. Oh, hey, my stroller's missing. More than likely, nobody stole your stroller. I mean, it happens.
And real quick, you didn't give like the pro baller move to like delineate your stroller. You put like a cute little thing on it. You know the thing you're supposed to do, right? Scott knows.
Get a balloon?
Nope.
Oh.
You put a bag on there so it looks like you have a dirty diaper hanging on your
That's
stroller.
Also true, yes.
That's what you do. You put something, it's not really a dirty diaper, but you got to keep people guessing. Like put something brown in there like a grocery bag. Nobody's taking that stroller. I'm just saying.
There's that, yeah. The other thing a lot of people do is a lot of people are putting air tags in their strollers as well, which can be an option if you're really that concerned. Especially if you're bringing like a really expensive stroller, then you might want to put that air tag in there. Again, my stroller's cheap, so if somebody steals my stroller, well, that's their problem. They can have my stroller. I'll just go buy another one, the cheap stroller at the Minnie Mouse one that I already have. But so those are kind of like my general tips. When you're looking for stroller parking, which can obviously be a more difficult thing as well, you're gonna have to look for the signs that say stroller parking. Don't park it in a spot that says "Do not park your stroller here," because that will be a time when Disney moves your stroller. So don't expect
they'll put a boot on your stroller.
Yeah, exactly. So don't expect your stroller to be sitting where it says "Do not park your stroller here." But sometimes it's a little more difficult. Like when we were on Kilimanjaro safaris, the area for stroller parking was completely packed. Or not Kilimanjaro, but we went to the Rafiki's Planet Watch. The area was completely packed. So, just kind of maybe do a couple laps around. Eventually, someone will move their stroller. So, you just kind of got to look and search for that. But other than that, it's pretty easy and simple. And, just have fun. Enjoy. You're going to have so much fun with your little one. I promise. We had so much fun with Lucy the last time. Do go to Rafiki's Planet Watch if you can. It was a lot of fun. We took Lucy there the last time, and she had a lot of fun petting the animals. So that's going to be a huge tip too. But you'll have a good time.
I always forget that Rafiki's Planet Watch is back there, and it's when I go back there, I love it because one, you get to ride the train, and it's the sideways sitting train, which is always fun, and it's like hands on. It's like the petting zoo it's such a cool experience, and I bet you 90% of the people don't even know it's there.
Oh, for sure. I hadn't been back there in years, and I don't think before that trip Brian had ever been back there, to be honest. And if he had, it had only been one time. So yeah, we don't ever go back there either. So it's definitely a spot that people miss.
And I just have a feeling too, like its days are probably number 2. So like get back there.
I don't know. There's a lot of pens for the animals on the way back and everything like that. So I feel like there's a purpose for it. Plus they have all the veterinary, they have a lot of veterinary, like procedure rooms there.
Yeah,
so they probably would never get rid of it. But
don't say
they may
never.
not let
you said never.
guests go back there anymore. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be.
All right. So I'm going to ask Scott for one more tip for taking something he learned when he took Emily when she was younger. My one thing I would say, because you got all these relatives going too. Make sure you have Memory Maker. Make sure you have Memory Maker, because I know you have your phone and everything, but have a Memory Maker when you have folks out there like Kim Taylor. Because no kidding, like Disney has gotten so good at this over the past like 5, 6, 7 years. These folks that are the PhotoPass photographers, they're not just taking snapshots. They are taking memories. They're capturing memories, videos and pictures that are, because they think of ways, because they do this every day. They're thinking of ways to pose and capture these memories with castles in the background and Tree of Life and Spaceship Earth and all these other things that you are going to get the most amazing pictures. And you only get like the commercials, they're only 11 months old once. And it's only a first trip one time. You will not regret spending that $169 pre-trip. You will not regret it. So
absolutely get Memory Maker 100%. For sure.
So Scott, what do you have maybe for this? Because we're just about out of time. This would be good to wrap.
It's very similar to what you were saying. Pictures and videos are great memory makers for me. Pun intended there. But I like finding spots that you don't think are going to change very often in the parks to do like a growth chart. I've done that so many spots in Walt Disney World. And I have a regret. I wish we would have gone when Emily was younger. I didn't really know anything about Disney when Emily was 11 months. So like getting a castle photo, because that castle's not going to change. And then you go a couple of years later, then you do another, try to like do a similar pose. So try to do like an obvious pose with your child in many different spots in the park. So that the next time you go, you can kind of mimic that. And then through the years when they're a senior, like mine is now, then you can look back and like, oh my God, look at the growth that they've made all through these years. So I think that's really important. And then just like the naps too. I mean, the child's going to want a nap. So just have those built-in breaks. I think that's kind of obvious. So make sure you go back to Pop Century and relax. I know you got a big group with you. So maybe someone else, maybe the aunt could take the 11-month-old for a little while, so you and your husband can go do some stuff too. So
that's huge too.
Try to get creative with the break so that everyone can have a good time.
That's big too. Yeah, if you can have somebody go off, take the baby. We had uncles go and take the baby, and so that was how we did child swap, so that they could have some time with her. And that's how we ended up with a Figment in our house, because they went shopping with her, and they're like, we have to have the Figment. Exactly. So, that's how we have that. But definitely let them, and see if maybe they'll let you go on a date night or something. That might be nice too. I'm just saying, it might be nice to have a little bit of alone time.
This kid is going to get spoiled on this trip.
Oh, for sure.
It's right around Valentine's Day, early February. So, I think a Valentine's date in Epcot sounds like a great plan. Maybe go to Tutto Italia for
getting our money's worth out of this button
this romantic?
Exactly. It's not too soon to get in your Is This Romantic situations for next year, for 2025. Send those to Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. All right, well, we're getting out of here because I have a plane to catch. And again, follow me at beourguestmike from the Treasure this week, Thursday through Sunday. I'll be giving you all the coverage from that. It's going to be a fun trip. We're going to have a good time. So at beourguestmike, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and the Be Our Guest Podcast Facebook page. And of course, in the clubhouse, you need to hang out in the clubhouse with us. We're going to be having fun over there. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right. Give Scott a follow at epscott. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. Scott's also has must-see adventures on YouTube. Ricky's got a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, and she's over at themouseforless.com. You can catch us everywhere. We're all over the place when we're not recording the shows. Don't forget, you can support the show by booking your next trip with us over at themagicforless.com. Just swing by the website and fill out that free, no obligation quote form. Our services are absolutely free to you to plan that next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation. So let's work together on that next trip and make it magical. It's awesome. Again, over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link as you shop online during this holiday season. It's one extra click. Just put the bookmark right there on your toolbar. And every time you got to buy something, I don't think the girls are listening. I bought them. And again, this is when you have daughters. You have to buy these things every year. External battery chargers every year. So boom, clicked right through. Little commission to the podcast, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Scott, do you go through those? You will, Ricky. You got to buy those like external batteries.
Like I don't, and I'm the only one that would ever use them. So
oh my gosh.
I don't think my family's ever used one, honestly.
Oh my gosh. And the thing is, here's the thing. This is just my thing real quick. She never recharges it. Like she thinks the fairy gods will recharge her external battery. She was like, do you have an external battery? I'm like, I've bought you two. Like you got to I have it's dead. I'm like, well, when you get home, you got to put it back. You got to recharge the external battery. So when because she'll be like at school, then have to go straight to a game for cheer. Now get home till night. Well, of course her battery's going to be dead because she's on the thing constantly through school and on the bus and all that. It drives me crazy. So I get her another one so I can babysit the things and charge. It's just like being on vacation when you're at Walt Disney World, right? Like when I go back to take a nap, I get everybody's electronics. charge everything up. That's what I do. That's what dads do. Anyway, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon if you have to live my life with the external battery situation. Also, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast, $5 a month. You can support the show. Thanks to everybody who does. It really, really does help us out a ton. For that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. We talk all kinds of fun stuff over there. So come on over, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. No live show this Sunday night because I'll just be getting home. But Monday, join us for the recordings, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. It's going to be us three. We're going to get Ben Lappin to join in the fun. We'll be talking all about the treasure. Just about all that good stuff. Ricky knows all about the ships. Scott knows all about the ships. We'll be talking about Cruise Line, comparing it to the Wish, because we've all been on the Wish. We've all been on the other ships. We'll do a little compare, contrast, Venn diagrams. Who knows? It'll be fun. So, so be with us as we record live. Drop in your questions, comments, all about that. 2 shows all about the Disney treasure, recording Monday at 5:30 Eastern. So join us live for that. And we'd love to have you there. All right, so we're going to get out of here. We'll be back again on Friday with Scott's trip. We're talking all about the fort. We're just going to stay at Fort Wilderness. Fort all 24/7 on Friday. Let's do it. All right, so until then, you guys have a great Wednesday. So for Ricky and Scott, and Pam's thinking of you too, you guys have a great Wednesday. So you guys have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I know I'm on vacation already. We'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.